And welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I am Michael DeLon. Today I'm talking with Shawn Boehme. Shawn, man, thank you for spending some time with me today.
Oh yeah, thank you, Michael. Looking forward
Well,
to our conversation.
well, I am too because Shawn, you've put together something that's really cool. Shawn runs a company called Pantera Networks, and really what they're doing I'm going to slaughter this, I'm sure. It's an all-in-one cloud-based business communication um, platform solution. So you're bringing together not just phone systems and communication there, but organization and communication and everything in one place. So instead of using three or four different vendors like we use, like probably most people do, you're bringing it all together in one place and are making it really simple to leverage um, time and to bring greater communication within teams. So that's what we're
Right.
going to talk about. So hang in here because this is going to apply to just about everybody that listens to experts speak. So, Shawn, as I dove in, as I learned a little bit, I started getting more intrigued. And so, tell me, I mean, how in the world did you get doing what you're doing today?
Yeah, absolutely. Love to go through that story with you. Back in 2001, this is where Pantera started at. So, what are we, 25 years now?
Wow.
Back then, looking, it was a call center that our owner had. So he ran 1,000-person call center out of San Diego.
Okay.
And he was sitting there trying to figure out a better way for his employees to be able to take those phone calls to run the call center. And so he was looking into all of these on-prem phone systems that he could go out and buy. And then as he did more and more research, he realized, wait a second, I could just build a better solution. And so that's what he did. He built a call center 100% based in the cloud, and it was really focused on his needs as a call center manager. And so then you fast forward to 2007, and he's got a lot of time, a lot of effort built into this product that's been built into the cloud. And then all of a sudden, his friends are starting to talk about common problems. Like, I can't believe I'm going to go spend $2 million with Avaya and I'm going to have to replace this hardware in 5 years. And
Yeah.
so he's like, well, I looked at that and I didn't do it that way. I built my own. And so then word started getting around like, hey, how do I get your phone system? And so that's really where Pantera Networks came from, is in 2007, we started offering that phone service that he had built from the ground up to
Wow.
other corporations and companies. But we've
Okay.
always been in the cloud, so we've never had to do an on-prem phone system.
Right.
And we've got a real like understanding of what companies want, how they want their phone system to work, how they need their billing to work. And then it's just morphed from a phone system because in today's world, and you see this all the time, communication is no longer just a phone. It's software
Absolutely.
as
Yeah.
well. And it's embedded into everything that you're doing from the CRM that you're working inside of. You want to be able to have one source of truth where you can go and you can see everybody's activity from phone calls to text messages to video conferences. And
Yeah.
so that's what we've continued to build. So we've got 250 engineers on just working on the platform alone. And so
Wow.
we're just constantly coming out with new versions of the platform. And as we bring out something new, our customer base automatically gets that. So
That's
that's
awesome.
kind of like the genesis of where Pantera Networks came from, why we are who we are. And if you compared what the solution was back in 2007 to what it is now in 2025, 2026, it's night and day.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah. It's fun to talk with somebody who's been around for quite some time now. 25 years in business is a quite an accomplishment. Congratulations on that. And 250 engineers working on it. So you're not a small company.
Not a tiny company at all,
Yeah.
but
But
but we do take a different approach because we are not a publicly traded company
okay.
and we are going up against publicly traded companies.
Right.
And so if you're going to be in that world and you're going to compete against those types of companies, you have to have a different approach. You got to do things a little bit different. And so we are engineer first, and marketing second. So instead
Hmm.
of putting all of our money into marketing and really pushing it out, we let our customer base do the talking.
Yeah.
And that's right now, that's like the way that our customers really find out about us is because somebody has us and they were telling their friend. And so it's just a different approach than maybe what the market's seen from like a big Wall Street company that's coming in and just trying to buy market share.
Right. Yeah, and that's honestly a very good approach because normally what happens, many times, I won't say normal, many times, if you do all the marketing to bring people in, your platform suffers because you've got so many users, and now you've got to go find the engineers to fix whatever, and you have a bad customer experience. What you've
Exactly.
done is just flip that upside down to say, we're going to have a phenomenal customer experience, serve them, and they're just going to tell their buddies, and we're going to get business that way. Kind of, is that fair?
That's very fair. And I would also say when you're a service provider like us, what we've learned is that you, by sometimes by saying no to a certain type of customer, you're
Uh,
actually protecting your
yeah.
customer base. And so we really focus on that mid-market to enterprise customer that
Okay.
wants to have US based support. They want, when they pick up a phone call and they have questions, they want somebody here that can answer it, and they don't want to, be outsourced or
Right.
and have a bad customer experience. So yeah, everything starts with knowing who your customer is. Sometimes you have to say no to other people that just don't quite fit
Absolutely.
up. And then by doing that, you protect your customer base and you give them the best service possible.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. One of the things that was on your website, a video, and we're going to give people the website when we're done, but was a food company. They're a restaurant, and they started out. They're in other countries, but they started out here, and then now they've expanded. They're in like 4 or 5 or 6 different states, and I thought about a lot of my clients who have multiple locations, whether they're a financial advisor or an attorney, and it just hit me. It's like, oh wow, this could really help them because you're centralizing. Well, I mean, is it okay to drop names of other
Yeah,
companies? It's
absolutely.
my podcast. I can do whatever I want, right? But you
Yeah.
mentioned, we use in our world, right? We have a CRM system. We use Infusionsoft. We use Slack sometimes. We use Basecamp. We use Zoom. We use all of these things, and sometimes we have to have systems to connect the dots and to make things. And when I saw that testimonial that they did and how you've brought everything together into one platform that says, here's virtually, I mean, virtually, and it's in the clouds, virtually everything that you need in one place, and the speed at which you're able to bring every new location up for that. Unpack that a little bit because it is a hassle sometimes to have to use all these different things and hope that when I'm done Zoom recording, the recording is going to get over here to something else to be.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that because that's a pain point that I know a lot of entrepreneurs are facing.
Right. And so that pain point that you talked about with Cutbop is the fact that he has company owned franchises and then he has franchise owners. But he had to be able to make sure that everybody has a dedicated phone number, that
Mm-hmm.
all of the text messages are going to the right location. And he had to make sure uh, that the invoicing was done correctly because that's a big thing too, because you want to make sure that if it's not your location, you're not paying the phone bill for
Right.
somebody else's business. And so with Pantera, you can have a centralized communication system
Mm-hmm.
where no matter where that person is located, if somebody calls, let's say they call one location, but you don't have anybody working in that location, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter because those phone calls can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because we're all in the cloud. So you're able to centralize the communication and which and be able to answer calls no matter where somebody's located. And then talking about the additional software that we built into the platform, so it's not just a phone system,
Right.
is exactly what you're talking about with video conferencing, instant message, team messaging, all included. Then you've
Yeah.
got all of your cloud storage, file sync and share, that's all included as well. So the goal here is that from the Pantera app, it's like taking your office with you regardless of where you're at. If you need to make a phone call from your office phone, you can. If you want to respond back to somebody's text message from your phone, you can. And so you're never stuck to having to be at the office. Technically, the office just follows you with as long as you have the Pantera app.
That's pretty cool. So it's a all right. So you say Pantera app. So is this an app that it lives on my desktop, but it also lives on my
Right.
phone? And I mean, this
Exactly.
really.
Yep. So it's a mobile app, so you can literally make and receive phone calls from your mobile app. You can download all of your folders
Yeah.
from the mobile app, and then you can start a video call from your mobile app. So seriously, just and that's what we're seeing with the new generation. I feel like most people don't want a physical phone. They just want it to work on their cell phone, and they just want to be able to work from wherever they need to off of their cell phone. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
been a big, since COVID came and went, that's been the big transformation is people getting used to being able to work from anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I mean, I can't tell you the number of times I do Zoom calls when I'm going to get my daughter from school or something, and it's just there and it's just simple. You're making it even simpler. I was thinking as you were talking about that, Dr. Seuss, one of my favorite authors, right, of all time, and he wrote a book called A Wocket in Your Pocket. And
Okay.
it's just a really fun book of Dr. Seussical rhymes and things. But I'm thinking you have your office in your pocket, right? And
Yep.
so as entrepreneurs, I mean, we are always out and about doing things and building relationships and networking and going, oh, I got to get back to the office for this. And now I don't have to. I could do everything from a coffee shop, from a networking event, from a conference, from wherever, and probably keep track of my team and have everything there because it's cloud-based communication. It's not just a phone system. This is what I want people to really understand. Phone system is basic. That's it. Yeah, there. But it's
Yeah.
also it's like using instant messaging. So it's a Slack channel built in. It's
Yep.
Zoom or whatever you use for conferencing built in. It's
Yep.
calendaring built in. It's you name it. It's built in, all in the cloud, so it's all accessible. And it looked like there's kind of this just ability to manage everything from wherever you are for
Right.
every team member and every manager, right?
Yeah, exactly. And being able to like give your, and for your audience, I think would be really important is making sure that you still come off as an extremely professional organization, right? You
Yeah.
want when somebody calls in or somebody reaches out on your web chat, you always want a unified response to come
Yes.
back. And so that's what we've built in is instead of entrepreneurs that are trying to work from their cell phone, and they just give out their cell phone number. Well, how do you turn that off when
Yes.
it's after hours or you're
You
not
don't.
always going to be answering every single phone call? And so what we've thought about that. And so we built out an AI virtual receptionist. And so we call it Luna AI. It's just part of the platform. When somebody calls in, you don't have to have it go to a receptionist. You can just leverage the AI. It'll ask, "Hey, how can I help you?" They'll tell their problem based off of the generative AI. It can figure out where it needs to go,
Yep.
and then it can send it to the right place. So we've gotten into like AI voice bots, receptionists, and that's just built into the platform. And so that way, as a business owner, now you know that your customers are always going to have access to get their questions answered. You're going to be able to see everybody that ever called you, and then you're going to be able to, sound professional, look professional when someone calls, and turn off your phone if you're like, "Hey, I'm with my family.
Absolutely.
I need to be done with business." So it's a
Right.
really good way to manage that without, I think in the past everybody's been very comfortable giving out their cell phone number, but it'd be better to give out a business number, and that
Right.
way you're not tethered to your cell phone 24/7, 365.
That's right. No, I agree with that. And there may be times and places when you want somebody to have your cell phone, but I think using the tree, the AI tree, let's call it, to
Yeah.
go, I'm going to take the call. I mean, how many times do we take a call from a client who just wants to talk to somebody and we realize we really need to have a longer conversation, so let's schedule a meeting. And
Yep.
that could all happen with the AI aspect of it. But if there is some kind of emergency, I mean, maybe there. I run in a company. My company. I mean, I publish books. There's not really an emergency, really. There, so people don't need me. but there are maybe a physician or somebody. Maybe there's a
Yes.
reason that somebody needs to get a hold of you. Well, the AI process could make that happen and eliminate just a ton of your, honey, I'm at dinner, but I got to take the call. Well, no, actually, you don't.
Yep, exactly. Giving you
But
that
also,
balance back.
well, we really do because we need margin, right? And we need to understand that I I I don't live to work, I work to live. And so
Exactly.
there's a whole lot more here that might be for another discussion around what the benefits that you guys can bring. But let's think about just real quick, enterprise, your business is growing. You're adding employees and things. And oh, how many times does a new employee come? I heard this the other day. I was at my son's house. He was having a party. One of his friends was getting ready to leave, and she's like, "Hey, I start my new job tomorrow." My first call has to be to HR to say, "You didn't get me the computer set up or anything, so I'm not real sure what I can do." And I just started going, "Oh, I've been there for other companies." The You kind of eliminate that because everything's in the cloud and it's just right there. And so
Yep.
onboarding new team members and communication,
It's
it's really cool.
it's built in. And if you're an IT director, let's say you're a mid-market company, you have 50 to 500 employees. By that point in time, you've probably hired a dedicated IT manager of some sorts.
Yeah,
But because of our integrations that we have with Office 365, when you create a new employee inside of Microsoft and you assign them their email address and all of that information, you could
yeah.
have it automatically assign the phone system as well. And so then they could just automatically be created as a new user. So really taking that burden off of an IT person's shoulders as well.
Yeah, and the whole ping pong thing, they go, HR has to ping, tech has to
Yeah.
come back there, and then they have to go over there. And I've just seen that thing go, it's like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
you've just simplified this whole thing. And it's so, I mean, seriously, it's robust. It does
Yeah.
so many things. And if you're sitting there listening to this going, well, I wonder if it does, the answer is probably yes. And if not, they have 250 engineers who can help build it out,
Yeah.
but they've been around for 25 years. That's just really unusual to talk with companies. They've served hundreds of clients.
Yeah,
And
we've got almost 10,000 companies
yeah,
that we service to this day.
yeah.
So,
So this brings comfort and confidence and trust to go, you know what? This is a company that is not a fly by night company. You're not going to get bamboozled. You're actually not going to be disappointed when you work with Pantera Networks because they've been around, they understand, and they're just going to take you through the process. And it's crazy when you look at the videos on the website to go, really? Really? Where's this been all my life? But
right,
it's been in the background because, as you said earlier, you're not out doing all the marketing first. You're serving
right.
your clients, you're building the framework so that, unlike some companies, you're probably not sending out updates every day to go, oh yeah, we have to fix this. No, it's kind of fixed on the front end.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get a lot of customers that have been sold uh something really sexy, right? So they
Oh
think
yeah,
that they're going to get this phone system from one of our competitors, and then when they get through it, they realize, oh, that didn't really work as
yeah.
expected. So we do take a lot of customers that have maybe they started out with I don't want to name names,
Right. No, that's okay. That's all right.
but we do tend to be like the second company that
Yeah,
people come across and say, wait, oh man, I wish I had found you a few years before, because
yeah,
we alleviate that customer frustration. A lot of
yeah,
companies in our space, they actually force you to do your own onboarding. So you're sitting there trying to remember how to port phone numbers over, build out user lists, make sure that your call flow is set. We take all of that off of your shoulders. So if you've ever been frustrated by your current phone system and you're thinking there's got to be a better way, it's worth talking to Pantera Networks.
yeah,
Also, especially with what we've been doing with AI these days, we're
yeah,
finding a lot of opportunity to just make that customer experience better by implementing a simple AI tool into to either scrape the information and get that information to the right person. We've got contact center solutions available. So if you're really trying to take phone calls take web chats, take text messages, and you need all of that customer data to be stored in one central location, we can do that as well. So,
That's awesome. Because yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, no, 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 I'd rather it be in five different silos that I can't figure out where it is, right? But
right?
that's how businesses grow is they piecemeal things together and they get sold a phone system, and then 3 weeks later they get sold a computer system, and then a white
And the,
let's
yep, and
just
then a
let's just
scheduling
yeah,
system.
and a
Yeah.
scheduling system, and then nobody's answering your phone because everybody leaves at 5, by the way, and nobody does business after 5. And well, Pantera does, and they can help you do it as well. So this is really cool, Shawn. What you've created over the last 25 years, folks. Um, Reach out to me. Where would somebody go if you've hit that little button to say, "Ooh, you've got me now"? Where would they go to find out more about what you've created?
Well, we invite everybody to come to our website, panteranetworks.com. Start there. Yeah, there's a lot of great case studies, customer testimonials. We're ranked. We just won an award with Trust Radius. We have won an award with G2. So if you want to go to third-party sites and learn a little bit about what our customers say about Pantera, we encourage that as well. Or just give us a call directly. Our number's on our website. We do have a 30-second response time, so test us out on that. Give us a call and let us prove to you that we are customer centric and we will take those phone calls and answer those calls. But yeah, check us out at panteranetworks.com. That's a good place to start.
Awesome. I'm going to grab that, make sure it's in the show notes so you can test out their 30-second response rate. That's phenomenal. I laugh because people are like, 30 seconds. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, do that. Shawn, this has really been fun and exciting. It's fun to know because I mean, we love working with great companies, and I love talking with great companies who've been around two and a half decades doing this, iterating, growing, and looking for the solutions that your customers needing, building it out with a team of 250 engineers, and then bringing it out to the market and doing things in such an excellent fashion. So, brother, thank you for what you're doing to help business owners, and thanks for being my guest on Expert Speak.
Yeah. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to just explain to the market who we are and what benefits we bring.
Oh, absolutely. It's super important. And that's why I do my podcast to bring experts like you on to share with my audience because we all need what you're putting together. So take a look at Pantera Networks. It's in the show notes and see how Shawn and his team can really help solidify and bring unity of communication throughout your entire business so that you can serve your clients with as much excellence as Pantera is serving theirs. Thanks for listening to Expert Speak. Tune in again next week for another great episode. Take care. God bless.